What's going on, guys? Chris here with Tactical Outdoorsman and C4 Armory. Today we're going to be talking about the Viridian RFX 44 enclosed emitter green reflex dot sight, so stick around. Alright guys, welcome back. So behind me here I got the Viridian RFX 44. So cracked open the box. Let's take a quick look at the optic itself. So this is a 5 MOA green dot enclosed emitter. Okay, you've got an acro footprint, and the battery compartment is up on top, and elevation and windage is one on the top, one on the side. Your brightness controls are along the side of it here, and you've got 8 daytime settings, 2 nighttime settings. Okay, this housing is 6160 aluminum, and it's IPX6 waterproof rated, so definitely seems like it's going to be durable and it's going to hold up. I want you guys to take a look at the lenses here. So very nice, crisp, clear lenses. Okay, they have a proprietary green multi-coating on here. They say that aids in the color transmission and clarity, and from looking through this I see zero color distortion. It's just super clear glass. I really am liking this. Alright, let's talk about the battery. So the battery, top loaded, which I mentioned, it's a CR1632. I know a lot of you guys are used to the 2032 batteries, but this one's a 1632. Not a huge deal. You just gotta add one extra battery to your backup battery collection. Not a big thing. So this RFX 44, there's also another version which is a little bit larger. This is the compact version, but the RFX 45 is the larger version. I just want to talk a little bit about the size differences. All right, the RFX 45 is 1.1 inches tall. This one is 1.15 inches tall, so really nominally taller. The 45 is 1.9 inches long, so from front to back. This one, the 44, is 1.59 inches long front to back. The width on the 45 is 1.1 inches, but this one, the compact, is 1.02 inches wide. So, so a little bit smaller. The weight on this one is 1.59 ounces. The lenses are 21 millimeters by, I think it was 16.5 millimeters. Okay, so battery life on the middle setting, they say we're talking about 30,000 hours of max battery life at that middle setting. There is a instant on and an auto off on this, so after 2 minutes of inactivity it'll shut down, and instant on as soon as it detects movement, which is an awesome feature. This is a 5 MOA green dot, so it's going to be really good for your quick acquisitions. From what I could tell, it's a nice crisp green dot. I don't have any starbursts or anything like that. I do have an astigmatism. I do wear contacts, but I'm not getting any of that flared out dot experience. So looks good to me so far. So what I want to do is I want to get this on my PCC. I had a Ballistic Advantage 8.5 inch PCC that I reviewed a couple of videos back. So I want to get this mounted up on top of that. For that, I asked them to send me a couple of mounts. So they provided me with a high pick mount and a low pick mount. So I want to try both of those on that PCC and see what works better for me. Also, in the box, it came with a Glock MOS plate, and I also requested a RMR to an acro footprint plate, so I could try it on one of my other pistols as well. So I'm going to get this mounted up. I'm going to run a bunch of rounds through it. Probably going to be a few weeks from now when I take the follow-up clip to post those results and to go over my experience. So what I'll do is I'll get this mounted up, and then we'll get back into the next part of the video, and I'll get that spliced into this and get this video out to you guys. So let me go do that, and we will be back. Alright guys, we are back. It's about 5 days after we did the range test with the Viridian laser. We put about 500 rounds downrange with this on 2 different firearms. So in the video you saw I had it on a Gen 5 Glock 19 MOS, and I also put it onto a 9mm 8.5 inch PCC that was suppressed. And I put about 250 rounds down on each of those firearms with this green dot on top of it. All right, so I didn't have any problems with this. You saw it was raining the entire day in the video. The rain did not let up. It was mildly cold, 35 to 40 degrees, nothing too crazy. But I didn't have any failures with the dot itself. All right, the housing maintained its integrity. It didn't leak. I had no problems with clarity. I had no problem with seeing the dot through the lenses. It did get covered with water several times. I did have to wipe some of it off, not a big deal. So that's the beauty of the closed emitters. One thing that I did notice the day after is I came back that day, I let the firearms air dry, and then the next day I went to go clean them and oil them down. And when I was doing that, I had the green dot mounted up on my PCC and noticed that it was a little wiggly. So if you watched the earlier part of the video, you'll see that I swapped out the dot at the range. Now, I'm not sure if I didn't torque this down all the way while I was on the range, and I just didn't notice it, or if it loosened up while I was shooting. And if it did loosen up while I was shooting, it's probably due to my fault, because I didn't have a torque wrench out there. I didn't know how tight to make it. Also, I didn't put any Loctite on the screw, so shooting it, the screw could have walked out a little bit, or I could have not had a firm mount when I was tightening it down. I might not just have had it on the riser properly. So I tried to tighten it when I got home, and when I did, I actually sheared the head of the screw off by accident. So now I don't know if it's because I over torqued it or what, but I reached out to Viridian, and they are going to send me a replacement screw. It's not a big deal, just a screw. They're going to send me one of those out, but overall the optic itself had no problems. It's still going right now, still on, no problem. Let's see, there it is. So this thing is still working, no problems with the glass. Glass is not scratched or anything. I don't see any remnants of water that infiltrated the site. You can see inside. And to put this in perspective, on the same day I did have this guy out. So this is not from Viridian. This is a LaserSpeed FL5, and it's a visible and IR laser, IR illuminator, and visible flashlight. And I had this out for significantly less time, and this is supposed to be waterproof, I think IP68 or IP86 or something waterproof, which I think is down to like 1.5 meters for, I don't know, 15 minutes or 30 minutes or something. And just having this on my rifle in the rain, in a slung position, and presenting and shooting, this thing failed probably within 30 minutes to an hour of being out in the rain. So what happened with this is it ND'd the laser and flashlight, and no matter what setting I turned this to, whether it was off, high, low, if I changed the setting to infrared, the visible light and the visible laser would not turn off. So I had to eject the battery from this to shut it down. So that's another video. So I've reached out to LaserSpeed with that, and I'm working some things out with them. But just to put things in perspective of what the weather was like that day, and the waterproofing on other types of products, and the fact that the Viridian had no problems, and that LaserSpeed FL5 failed and ND'd on me. You know, take it for what you will, but when companies advertise things are waterproofed, you know, take it as you will until you get out there in the field and you actually test it to see if it actually works. So that's all I got for this one. So as far as I'm concerned, good little green reflex dot with a enclosed emitter. So this is a good option if this is something you're in the market for. Again, I wouldn't worry about the screw. I think that was mostly a user error for what I was doing for my particular use case of testing and switching it on different firearms, and not Loctiting it and probably over torquing it. But nonetheless, they're sending me a new screw. It's covered under the warranty. So that's it. That's all I got for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review and got something out of it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll try to get back to them, or feel free to have some dialogue amongst the community in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so, and we'll see you in the next video.